What's going on, internet land? Gonna continue on this series because basically I'm going out of town, so I got to make sure that I can upload videos so I stay on top of my challenge. But so you're gonna get a lot of the same thing because I'm just breaking these down into mini segments for you so you understand. Continuing on the whole listening thing, you know, it's how to listen if you like to talk or if you don't, you know. A writer, his name's Frederick L, actually said, you know, there are two types of people in the world, right? There's those who come into a room and say, "Here I am," and then those that come into a room and say, "There you are." You know, it's talking more about saying how can you define something? How can you define who you are, what you are, where you're going, who you're going to be? You know, if you're outgoing, you may define listening as, you know, the gap between when you talk again, right? Instead of practice, you know, or you just got to practice listening while the other person talks. Focus on their words. Don't jump in after every sentence. Think before opening your mouth. You know, think about them. You know, the key is, if you're reserved, you may spend listening time kind of fretting over how to respond. You know, just relax and just listen. When you have something to say it. Otherwise, let your body language, verbal reaction, show that person that you're actually listening to them. Sorry, gotta pull out here. But, you know, let it just be attentive. You know, try to hear what they're saying. And whether you agree or disagree, it's not your job to be right 100% of the time. That's my biggest problem. Is if I know you're wrong, 9 times out of 10, I want to argue with you. You know, I want to point out why you're wrong and tell you how stupid you are, or I used to be. Now, if it gets to a point where it's a little overkill, I'll say something. But it's not my place to judge. It's not my place to tell you what I'm doing's right, because it's not. You know? It's not my place, because my beliefs are a lie. Right? And I say that because they're only my beliefs. They're not yours. So it's one of those things where you got to listen to who the person is you're talking to. You got to be receptive to their way of life, their way of thinking. You know, you've got to put yourself in a place of compassion for them, no matter what you do. You got to put yourself in a place where you are actually giving not just the verbal, okay, I'm listening to you, but the physical. Giving that extra little bit of love, you know what I mean? So, it's all about listening, alright? With your kids, with your family, your wife, your husband, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. You should always be listening. Especially if you're dealing with a woman, okay? Women don't speak exactly what they're saying. They speak in metaphor, and they speak in, you know, some weird language that men are supposed to understand and we don't, and then you get in trouble because they wanted you to do something different than what they told you to do. But you got to listen to the tonality, listen to the way that they're projecting what they're saying. Okay, how are they saying it? What is the timing? What is the situation going on around you? Are they mad? Are they sad? Are they happy? You know, you can tell a lot about what somebody's saying by the way that they're feeling. So if they're feeling like they are in a losing battle and they tell you to do something that you sit there and you question, you go, I don't think that's what she wants me to do, then you better listen to that spirit man inside. You know, your kids are the same way. They want things that they want, but they don't really want them. They just think they want them, or somebody else has it. And you know, you can listen to that and see if it's something that is in need, or if it's just something that they really want to have because somebody else has it. You know, you can save yourself a lot of time, a lot of grief, you know, a lot of agony. Oh God, and dealing with things, and you just don't sit there and you don't think about it. You really just put yourself out there and you try to please everybody. You try to do everything this way, that way, but you're not actually listening and taking into your mind what they're actually saying. So you do some kind of hypothetical thought like, well, I think this is what they meant, when you could have just listened and not talked so much. Yeah, tried to find a way to wholeheartedly care about what they're doing, care about what they're saying, and, you know, really just listen, you know, and hear them. There's a difference between listening and hearing. So maybe I should say that, you know, is listen to them and actually hear what they're saying. You know, there's a lot of people that can listen to Jimi Hendrix, but there's very few people that can hear him. You know, it's a deep situation here, people. It's compassion, it's love, it's, you know, just being real. And that's what we're called to do. That's what we're called to be. And that's what you need to do. If you want to build a successful business, if you want to build a successful relationship, you know, you want to have a long marriage, happy life, you got to learn to listen and to hear. I can't tell if that sun's going to be glaring or not, but you know, you got to listen. You got to listen. You got to listen to them. You got to learn to listen, but you got to love to hear. You know, don't just always be that person that comes in the room and says, "Yep, here I am. Look at me." Be the person that comes into the room and says, "Oh, there you are, friend. Hey, how are you?" You know, be compassionate, be responsive, be adaptable. That is the key to marketing. You know, of building relationships, rather. You know, you've got to be able to wholeheartedly and genuinely, you got to genuinely care about that person. Listen to something they say, and when they speak with passion, and you can read it in somebody's typed words. You can do it in a virtual world. I do it all the time. Hear the passion somebody's speaking. Hear even if it's anger, hear the anger that they're typing with, right? Listen to what they're saying and read between the lines. It's not saying make something up or blow something out of proportion and make something it's not. But what it is saying is you got to learn to read between the lines. Somebody's angry at a program, okay, or they actually take out people, and they go through the system and they dump out the people, and it screws your whole matrix up, and now everything's a mess. And you know, you like what you're doing, but you're not making money in what you're doing, but you're still going to pitch what you're doing, and you know, you don't want to quit, you don't want to be a program hopper, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. But the thing of it is if you're failing and you've been in the same thing for that long and it's not working, I hate to say it, it's probably not ever going to work. You know, so if you're in the building people and you're doing something that is building people, then stay with what you're doing. If what you're doing makes people better, then stay with what you're doing. But if you're in something for the money and you're failing and you're not making the money, get out. Run, friend, run. Run, Forrest, run. You know, we're all about the money, people. You know, it doesn't matter what you do. You can want to build, like me, I want to build people. I want to make people better. I want to make them feel good, look good, make that money to show good. But I want to make money. I'm not doing it for free. You know, I've got to make something, make a living. We all do. But I hear people. Why most of my team does good when they build a business is because we've got a vehicle that is powerful, awesome. We've got the best engines in it. We use the top grade fuel to run it. We give you the road to drive. That's why my people are successful. When they're not, I ask them why you're not. That's why I've been able to build a larger income online than most. That's why I am above average. It's not because I'm better than you or better than anybody, but it's because I care. People know I care. I listen. I try to help. I try to point out. Now, I'll tell you, man, there's times I act like a butthole, and I'll say something that might get under your skin or really just piss you off. But if it's pissing you off and I'm not directing, attacking you, then why is it pissing you off? Sometimes the truth hurts. And I mean, it hurts with me, and it makes me mad when somebody says something and I'm like, well, you can't say that. But I have to stop when I get my panties out of a wad, and I have to look and say, well, dang, you're right. Crap. I'm sitting here, I'm seriously getting mad and angry and ready to flip lid and telling them how bad they are or talking about it. And I spend my day mad, ruin my day, just to stop and think about, dang, they were right, It really is me. I am in control of what I'm doing. I'm not marketing the way I'm supposed to be. I am in a company that is failing. I am in a company that doesn't pay good commissions. I am in a losing situation. But it took somebody kicking me in the butt and actually really pissing me off to make me realize the vehicle I was driving was a hoopty. Busted engine, busted radiator, couldn't even run right. I was using corn oil in a diesel fuel engine. It was locking up. Some of you get what I'm talking about there, but now I've actually got a system. I've got a product. I've got an engine. I've got the system that works for me. I've got the best fuel because now I know how to get traffic. So it's all about a mindset. It's all about listening. If I wouldn't have listened to what they were telling me, if I would not have heard the words and put them here in my mind, I wouldn't be where I am today at all. So stopping to listen, stop waiting for your chance to talk, and be what it is you think you need to be or do can save your life, friend. It saved my life. It saved my family. It saved my house. It saved everything I got. Because I listened. I listened. So, that's it for now, friend. 13 minutes. You had me rambling on this one, guys. But, alright. That's it. So, until next time, this is Big Chips out. And always, listen, my friends. Alright? Have a good day.